Have you ever wondered how our elementary school got its name? Let me tell you a brief story about Lucy Wortham James. In 1797, a young man named Thomas James headed west to search for iron ore. As he was passing through Missouri, he came across a band of Indians and noticed their face paint was a bright red. Thomas knew the only resource that would produce that color was hematite, and wherever there was hematite, there was iron ore. The Indians told him about a place that overlooked a large spring, and nearby the ground was covered with red soil. Thomas traveled to this land and purchased the entire area. He moved his family to a prairie nearby and established a community. That community became known as St. James, Missouri, and on that land that he purchased, he built Merrimack Iron Works. Years later, his son William took over. William and his wife Lucy Ann moved their family to St. James. About that time, the gold rush began and the ironworks began making wagon wheels for eager prospectors. Businesses were very good, and soon the railroad was making stops in St. James to transport iron across the United States. In 1860, during the Civil War, Merrimack Iron Works even made cannonballs for the North. Business was very good. However, William was not a good businessman. He refused to purchase new machinery to mine the iron, and before long, Merrimack Iron Works closed their doors. When William's son Thomas heard about his father's business, he and his wife Octavia moved all of their belongings to St. James to help his parents. The family was allowed to keep some of the property at Merrimack. On September 13, 1880, Thomas and Octavia gave birth to a little girl named Lucy Wortham. Everyone loved little Lucy. She was smart, and her grandparents loved her very much. Her grandfather even built her a wonderful playhouse. Lucy loved her playhouse, and she loved adventuring into the woods. She was quite a tomboy, too, and loved climbing trees. She loved music and enjoyed playing the piano, but her favorite pastime was reading. In fact, Lucy had a library of her own that was filled with books that Lucy had read. When she really enjoyed a book, she would often read it again and again. When Lucy's mother became ill and passed away, Lucy went to live with her very rich uncle in New York City. Soon she was traveling all over the world, but even though she was now living a very fancy life, she always found time to return to St. James for summer visits. As Lucy grew older, her grandparents and soon her father all passed away. Lucy became sad and once again returned to St. James, where she had many happy memories. She loved nature and she enjoyed spending time in the country. She loved animals and always seemed to have a dog or a special cat as her favorite pet. When her uncle died, Lucy inherited a lot of money, and soon she became a very wise businesswoman. She loved St. James and wanted everyone to see the beauty of Merrimack Springs. Lucy thought it was the most beautiful spot in Missouri, so she made it into a park for everyone to visit. She even gave the town a new city park, and it helped build the new library. She wanted all the children in town to experience the same excitement she received from reading a good book. But Lucy wasn't only generous to St. James. Because she had traveled the world, she became aware of many other people and organizations that needed her help. Lucy was always quick to lend a hand, offer suggestions, and even donated money to lots of different charities around the world. Lucy was always helping someone or some cause in which she believed. She was always so kind and giving. In 1938, Lucy Wortham James passed away. Her remains are buried in St. James, Missouri, according to Lucy's wishes. We can never personally thank Lucy for her faithful and generous kindness to our little town. We owe our deepest gratitude to Lucy for her unselfish giving, but Lucy would not have expected any thanks or reward. She would, however, have wanted all of us to enjoy her gifts. That would have been enough for Lucy, and it would have brought a smile to her face. She was just that kind of person. That's exactly why we love Lucy. For more information about Lucy Wortham James, you can join our Google Classroom using the code to the right. Also, I'd like to give special thanks to Slides Carnival and Unsplash Photographs. If you have any further questions, you can email me, Melissa Keeney, at melissakeeney@stjamesschools.org. Thank you.